Start in a seated position on your mat, legs crossed. Maybe your dogs will come say hello to you like mine do every time I get on the mat, and I welcome that. I don't need peace and quiet when I do yoga. I just need some time to myself, and if my dogs want to enjoy that with me, I'm okay with that. But feel free to do some head rolls and just start kind of getting comfortable with your mat. Maybe some torso shifts. Maybe make some circles with your torso and shift to the right and to the left. Stretching out, kind of like a seated cat-cow, sometimes feels good. Maybe a forward fold as you're seated and getting ready. Maybe even a little spinal stretch, twisting to the left gently. Sometimes I do this just to monitor what the dogs are doing. And twist to the right, a gentle spinal stretch. Sid showing a perfect down dog. And go ahead and roll backwards, hugging your knees to your chest. And tuck in really tight elbows, covering your knees, making a small ball. Massage that spine just a little bit. And stretch out into hollow body, keeping arms overhead, legs outstretched, holding, tightening everything, one long line. And back to knees to chest. And again, hollow body, arms overhead, legs outstretched, toes pointed, zipping your entire body up using all of your core muscles. And back to knees to chest. And one more time, hollow body. And hold. And down, arms down by your sides, legs down. We're going to start doing some scissor kicks. If you need to, put your hands under your butt for a little more stability, but start doing scissor kicks just above your mat. And then slowly raise your legs higher and higher till they're overhead, continuing to scissor kick. And then start to lower your legs back down to the mat, scissor kicking, and put them down, relax. Take a breath and start scissor kicking again, just above your mat. And up, raising your legs overhead while scissor kicking. And then begin to lower your legs down, still scissor kicking, holding that core tight, and relax. We're going to hike our legs up straight overhead, legs outstretched. Using all of those core muscles, those deep core muscles that surround your spine, protect your spine. And again, legs overhead, and then slowly lower them a third of the way, till you're just hovering over your mat and then down. And again, if you need to put your hands under your butt for more stability, you can do so. Again, raise legs just hovering over the mat, and then begin to elevate till your legs are overhead. And then slowly lower a third of the way, halfway, lower to just above the ground in your mat, and drop and relax. Tuck your knees into your chest, hug those knees, and begin to drop your knees to the right for a spinal stretch. Legs down to your right, knees bent, arms outstretched, looking to your left. Make sure to take some breaths here. Knees coming back up and dropping to the left while you gaze right, arms outstretched. I guess Root decided he was going to be on camera today. I'm never going to edit that out, so enjoy his FaceTime. Go ahead and bring your knees back to center, kick your heels up to your butt, reach for your heels with your fingertips into a hip bridge, keeping everything tight, engaging those glutes. If you need to, you can roll your shoulders under and clasp your hands behind your back, squeezing your palms together if you can. This feels really good and is really good to help you engage your glutes and getting all those muscles working. Especially as a cyclist and runner, I've gotten dead butt, so this is an excellent tool to help with that. Go ahead and unroll your shoulders. We're going to kick our right leg out straight and hold, keeping your hips square and engaging those glutes. If you have weak glutes, you'll start to cramp a little bit, so this is a good move to do. Go ahead and shift to your left foot outstretched. And hold. And again, back to your right, outstretched, keeping your hips square, engaging those glutes. And back to your left leg outstretched, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the butt, keeping everything really strong. And go ahead and drop your hips down. Hug your knees to your chest. Kind of the opposite move of what we were just doing. And go ahead and curl forward on your mat. Come to a tabletop for some cat-cows. This feels really good. Way to inflate your abdomen with air and then push it out. Go to a neutral tabletop. Kick the right legs and left leg out behind you, halfway lower in high plank and up. Halfway lower in high plank and up. And drop down all the way. Keep your palms by your shoulders with your little chicken wing arms stuck up behind you. Zip up the back part of your legs, everything super tight, and raise your head and your chest. This is a great lower back muscle strengthener. And lower. And relax. And then zip up and clench your legs, tighten everything, and raise your chest and your head. Squeeze the glutes and relax. One more time, zip everything up, tighten everything as you get ready to raise. And chest up, head up. Arms like little chicken wings at your side. And lower. Go ahead and lay your arms out by your side. Put your cheek to your mat and take a few breaths. If you haven't noticed, Root's been bringing me dead June bugs. You can see them on the outdoor rug. Take a few breaths here and just relax. Know that your puppy's bringing you gifts. And go ahead and arms outstretched. Tighten everything up into Superman. Tighten everything. Use every muscle you can on your back. Posterior chain and relax. This is great for your posterior chain, tightening all those muscles. Arms outstretched, zip up, and Superman. From your toes to the back of your neck, everything engaged, and relax. And again, tighten everything up for that Superman, using every muscle you can in your posterior chain, and relax. And again, tighten everything for that Superman, like you're skydiving or you're flying through the sky using all those muscles, and relax. Push up into tabletop, into child's pose. Spread your knees, touch your toes, and stretch out your arms. Take a few breaths here. This is always a good position to come back to if something's too challenging or you need a break. You can drop your arms to your sides for a really nice child's pose and break. Make sure to take breaths here. And push up to tabletop out of child's pose. We're going to do a shoulder stretch here. You're going to lean your right arm through your left. Make sure to stack your shoulders. You're going to use your left arm to kind of prop yourself up with your right arm stretched out. And again, breathe through this. And then come back up to tabletop. You're going to thread your left arm through. Prop yourself up with your right arm and stack your shoulders. By stack your shoulders, I mean one on top of the other. It's a nice spinal twist and a nice shoulder stretch. Coming back up to tabletop. Go ahead and curl your toes. Push up into down dog. If you need to, paddle it out a little bit. Walk your dog. Move your head a little bit. Stretch those arms out in caterpillar up to high plank. Plank is an excellent strengthener. Full body. We're going to open up to side plank, putting all our weight on our right arm, lifting up to the left with left arm overhead. If you need to drop the inner right leg for stability, you can do that. And drop down. Open up on the other side, right arm overhead for side plank. Back down to plank. This is going to be quite a bit of plank today, so a great stability and strengthener for you. Go ahead and start walking your plank laterally. Slide to the left, slide to the right. You might even have to boot your dog out of the way if he's chewing on dead June bugs and rolling around on them. And walk your plank to the right one more time. And back to center. Drop your knees and take a little break into child's pose. Looks like Root might even join us for a little bit of that. We're going to go through that one more time. Plank is so simple, but is such a great core stability, core strengthener, all those good things, good for the shoulders. Back out to high plank. We're going to stay here for a minute. Maybe not a minute. Go ahead and open up to the left for side plank, left arm overhead. And arms down and open up to the right arm overhead for side plank. And again, if you need to drop your knee, you can do so. This is quite a bit of plank and plank variations. Back down to high plank. And we're gonna walk our plank again, starting to the left and then to the right and to the left and the right. Keep everything engaged. Walk to the right and walk your plank left and walk it back to the right and head back to center for plank. Go ahead and drop your knees, a little stretch into child's pose. Come up to tabletop and up on your knees. We're going to do some camel pose. If you don't have the flexibility or balance, just go as far as you can go. Maybe hand on your hip, leaning back. If you can, reach that left arm down onto your left heel and reach your right arm overhead for a really nice stretch. And then back to center. Again, there are variations depending on your flexibility and mobility. On the right side, drop the right arm down onto the right heel, left arm overhead. Again, if you have to just stay with the hand at your hip and do a little side bend, that's okay too. If you can go all the way into camel and drop both arms down and stretch, go ahead and do so. Come back up to center and drop your hands into tabletop out. Kick your legs out and into down dog. Hop or step forward. Maybe pulse your knees, bend your knees left and right while you forward fold. That feels good on my lower back and on my hamstrings. Halfway lift. And lower. Reverse swan dive up, arms overhead. And swan dive down. Plant your hands. Hop or step back into high plank. Down into up dog. And push back into down dog. And hop or step forward. Halfway lift and lower. Reverse swan dive. And swan dive down. Hop or step back. Half lower into up dog. Push back into